And I grew up in the Middle East. I went to boarding school in rural India. It was a very good school, but it was a school in rural India. So to have the ability to come to Cambridge, I think was, for me, just completely transformational. I won the Jawaharlal Nehru Memorial Trust Scholarship, and they were incredibly generous. So it was a full freight scholarship, and it really made it possible for me to come to Cambridge. I still remember my first day arriving, and it was sort of dusk, and the sun was just setting over Trinity Great Court. And I remember sort of walking in and going, oh my God, this is just unbelievable. And it is incredibly breathtaking, and it's also very inspiring. It was 10 years before we re-engaged with Trinity. Our objective was very simple and straightforward at the time. Right? All we said was we want to focus on students, and we want to primarily focus at the postgraduate level, and we'd like to focus on international students because it is much more expensive for them to come here. And essentially, in some ways, you're trying to give back and replicate the structure of the incredible generosity that we'd been shown, which had facilitated our ability to sort of come here. Everybody wants their money to result in tangible, visible, incredible, transformational outcomes. From our perspective, we want all those things, but we also want to engage with people that we like and trust and respect, and where every interaction results in us learning something new, either about the problem or about the efforts that are being made to address the problem, is a huge rush. You know, I decided a long time ago that I wasn't smart enough to be an academic or a scientist. And that's totally fine. I made peace with that many years ago after being a mediocre physicist. So being able to interact with these incredibly bright young things who show up from all over the world and come here, work incredibly hard, and, you know, you sort of, it's a very human thing, right? You sort of understand how you've transformed, you know, sort of their life outcomes in a very fundamental way. And more importantly, how they are reinvesting all the advantages they've been given in things that ultimately better society. And I don't want to be too, you know, sort of rose-tinted about this, right? 95% of them will end up being completely mediocre in the Cambridge context, and that's fine. But it's that 5%, right, that ends up changing all our lives. And both George and I, you know, after 10 years, there's enough data. You know, both of us felt that in our own small way, you know, we felt very, very proud of, not in an arrogant way, but just proud of what had been achieved, and really excited about what could potentially sort of accrue over time. I think our primary areas of interest and passion is everything we can do to ensure that we actually do have a functioning planet for our children and grandchildren. And once we made that sort of internal determination, we said, okay, we're all in. So whatever we can do to sort of be helpful, you know, we will do.